Welcome to another episode of Torah Nuggets. Parashat Chukat lesson is dedicated to the Refuah Shelema of Imim Jacqueline Bat Alia. Parashat Chukat deals with the subject of Moshe Rabbeinu not being able to enter the land of Israel. And everybody knows it's because he hit the rock. And you ask yourself, just because he hit the rock? Really? Just because he hit the rock, he can't go into the land of Israel? As the Pesukim state, ויאמר השם למשה ולאהרון, יען לא האמנתם בי להקדישני את בני ישראל. Hashem speaks to Moshe and Aaron and says, because you didn't have faith in me, that you didn't sanctify me in front of the Jewish people, לכן, therefore, לא תביאו את הקהל הזה לארץ אשר נתתי להם. You're not going to bring this nation, this group of people, to the land of Israel. המה מי מריבה שרבו בני ישראל את השם ויקדש בעם. And also because of מי מריבה. So, it's very interesting. Let's understand this, this story a little bit better. And I think the best way to understand this story or this situation a little bit better is through the lens of Netivot Shalom, on his drasha on the Mateh. We know that when Moshe Rabbeinu first started his leadership role in Am Yisrael, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him a staff. And that staff was used in the beginning to do a lot of quote-unquote magic tricks. To go to Paro and turn the staff into a snake and do all these different types of magic tricks, let's say again, of turning the Yeor into blood, making the one frog turn into many frogs, as well as hitting the sand and turning into lice. And why would that be? So Chazal revealed to us something very, very interesting. It says you have to understand, the Jewish people were in Egypt for 210 years. The Gemara says, Asara kabin shel kishuf. There was 10 measures of witchcraft came down to the world. Tisha kabin natla Mitzrayim. 90%, 9 out of 10, 9/10 of the world's kishuf was taken into one region, one area in the world called Mitzrayim. And the Jewish people were seeped into that society for 210 years. They would see magic tricks and they would see sorcery and black magic and wizardry on a day-to-day basis. So in order to grab their attention, in order for them to see that our God is stronger than their gods, Moshe Rabbeinu had to come with a magic stick, the Mateh. And he started to do tricks that even the Chaitumim and the Machshefim of Paro could not do it. That we know that when the time came to turning the sand into lice, the Chaitumim tapped out and said, Etzba Elokim, we cannot do this type of magic. And as the 10 plagues progressed in Egypt, little by little they would see the powers of this staff. In the time of Yetziat Mitzrayim, when we're standing in front of the ocean, and the time came, it's already been a year where the Jewish people are witnessing miracles. They see many flaot by the hand of God, 10 plagues, and now they're in front of an ocean, and Moshe Rabbeinu is standing in front of the ocean, and he's asking Hashem, what should I do? What should I do at this particular moment? We have the Egyptians behind us. We have the ocean in front of us. What do we do? ויאמר השם למשה, מה תצעק אליי? דבר אל בני ישראל וייסעו. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells him, this is not a time to yell and to scream or to pray. It's time to go. ואתה הרם את מטך ונטה את ידיך על הים ובקעהו. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu instructs Moshe Rabbeinu to do two things. Pick up your hand with the staff, but then lower your other hand on the water, and the waters will part because of the movement of your hand, not the movement of the staff. Unlike some of the movies that are out there, unlike some of the popular opinion that some people think that Moshe Rabbeinu hit the water and it split. No. Listen to what the Pasuk says. Harem et matecha, uplift the staff, unte et yadecha, but then take your hand and fold it down, Uvkaehu, and split the waters with the movement of your hand, not the movement of the mateh. Why is that? This was the beginning of the weaning off of the mateh, to show people that we no longer rely on a magic stick. Right now we rely on a Kadosh Baruch Hu, that even though we showed them the stick, but that's not what split the sea. He showed them the mateh, but what split the sea is the hand that Moshe Rabbeinu lowered. As we continue, we see that this Mei Meriva is a situation that happened 40 years after Yetziat Mitzrayim. Moshe Rabbeinu was using the staff less and less. As a matter of fact, there's almost no record of him using the staff in the desert, except for in the first year when he hit the rock in order to produce some water. And this 40-year process in the desert turned the Jews into understanding the power of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the power of the Torah, and the power of speech. And right before they went into the land of Israel, the last lesson that a Kadosh Baruch Hu gave to Moshe Rabbeinu was to speak to the rock. Speak to the rock and water will come forth. But when Moshe Rabbeinu was in that challenging moment, what he did is he didn't speak to the rock, but he hit the rock. And what happened in that exact moment? He reversed 40 years of progress. He reversed all the emunah that the Jewish people had, because they still felt after 40 years in the desert that in order to get things done, what do you need? A magic stick. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, no. The lesson here was supposed to be to show them the power of speech. That they are going to enter the land of Israel and they're going to be on a much higher level spiritually. And to show them that the world that was created with 10 utterances, that they come and that they come from the power of, that they have the power of speech, and not only that, that they're going to be able to use the Hebrew language, the coding of creation in their day-to-day life. But now, by Moshe Rabbeinu hitting that stick, he reversed all that and brought them back to 40 years before, where in order to get things done, you need a magic stick. And Tivot Shalom says, that's why he didn't go into the land of Israel. And that's why he was not worthy of taking the Jewish people into the land of Israel, because the lesson that he was supposed to teach him in the end of his life, he failed on it. And that's why Yoshua is the one that's going to take him forward. It's such a harsh midrash to read, but it's a tremendous outlook on understanding of why Moshe Rabbeinu didn't go into the land of Israel. Is it just because he hit the rock? Because he hit the rock and he went to the land of Israel? No, it's much deeper than that. It's because he regressed them 40 years back to where they started, where they felt like they need some sort of a spiritual accessory to be successful, and they missed on the opportunity to show them the capabilities of being, the capabilities of understanding the power of speech. I think the big takeaway nowadays from this particular Dvar Torah is that we forget the power of speech. That sometimes in the moment of anger, we ruin what we build. In a moment of anger, in a moment of losing control, we see that certain things that we build for so many years get crushed because we use the wrong choice at some very difficult moments. Be'ezrat Hashem, that we merit to understand the power of speech and to utilize it in our home and to be able to control our anger and not to destroy things that we build for many, many years. Shabbat Shalom V'orach.